first female fight of the night coming up. Karen versus Karen. The moment you've all been waiting for. I mean, if this isn't the most exciting moment of the entire night, I don't know what is. So Matt, when you think of Karen, you immediately go to...
I go to Goodfellas.
You go to Goodfellas.
I do.
Karen, we needed that, Karen. What'd you do, Karen? That's my
There are
go-to.
silent auction tables on the main floor and the mezzanine level. Please check them out and bid. Incredible items, sports memorabilia, vacation packages, and much more. Auction closes after the 12th fight. Also, stay tuned for some incredible live action auction experiences tonight. That is the action. It will take place after the 8th fight. After the 8th fight. By round of applause, have you been enjoying tonight's fight card? By round of applause. Please continue.
So at the moment, we are just waiting for another participant to prepare. But so far, what do you think of the action, Marco? It's a phenomenal night. I mean, really, really, really excellent, hotly contested bouts. Couple of weird bouts. We had that fluke injury in the John Eustace fight. Couple of stoppages that crowd thought was a little early. I thought they were absolutely warranted. Sometimes when you have just it's not a mismatch. What do they call it?
Just a discrepancy in abilities.
Yeah. They can call a bout early. Again, the last thing they want to do is see someone get hurt, especially in a charity boxing bout. So it's better to stop it 10 seconds early than 1 second too late.
Yeah. So far, I don't hate any of the stoppages, any of the accounts. The one thing I would like to see rather, is that Marshall Cunningham to potentially get a little bit more involved in between the two boxers. They do ask that you not touch the boxers if you don't have to, but at the same time, if there's
If you got a loud crowd, you really got to get in there.
two big guys throwing.
So Matt, we said before, you think of Karen from Goodfellas. I go Karen Filippelli from The Office. Karen Filippelli, she dated Jim for a while before Pam.
I don't even remember her.
Before Jim went back to Matt doesn't watch a lot of The Office.
Fighting out of Downtown Boxing Club, trained by Aaron Herencia and Dave White. Here is the division director, Karen Fatadika Livingston.
I'm also glad he attacked that nickname so I didn't have to. Yeah, Matt and I are all about nicknames. You love nicknames. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce that nickname. Whoa. All right, we have a front runner for walkouts. I mean, beach blanket bingo.
I'm serious. This sets the tone. This is great. I just imagine Pee Wee Herman dancing on a bar top.
I'm trying to use the phone.
She looks kind of like a badass right now.
Yeah. Karen Livingston. Seems like somebody who's ready to go. That's a sleeveless shirt. She's got some guns.
Please welcome fighting out of the blue corner. She weighed in at 148 pounds. Fighting out of Urban Boxing, Arlington, trained by Antoine Douglas, a policy consultant. Here to write her own script tonight. Here is Karen, the Raptor Rose.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. Click, boom.
So I think this is a decent choice. Here's one rub I have.
That's
right.
it.
You choose a dinosaur.
Yep.
Velociraptor, super, voracious, obviously, right? Fast, known for incredibly short arms.
Very, very short arms.
Not exactly my, I guess she should be like the long-armed raptor.
So I'll tell you, right now, you got Karen Livingston, 5'9", 151, 46 years old. Karen Rose, 5'4", 148, 48 years old. Both of them over the age of 40. They should be using 16-ounce gloves. Matt, from where I'm sitting, those look like 10s or 12s to me.
It's hard to tell.
Those do not look like larger Master Division gloves. If that's the case, you might be able to see a stoppage a little earlier than you would normally see.
Now, not only is this our first female bout of the night, this is the most egregious difference in height.
Yeah, Matt, okay, you're Karen Rose, you're 5'4". What are you doing?
Honestly, I mean, well, the clear answer is getting under that offense, right, and getting inside. I might wait to see what Livingston brings to the table for the first 10, 15 seconds, right? Because she comes out guns blazing, she's making my job easier, right? She's coming to me, bringing the fight. Now, if I'm Karen Livingston, right, I'm schoolyard pie-facing Rose here. I'm holding her head at arm's length. From a fundamental standpoint, I don't hate it so far. I mean, they look a little bit more polished.
Karen Livingston, again, nice long ones and twos. Karen Rose trying to get inside, trying to throw those big shots. It's pretty much exactly what you called, man.
Yeah.
Getting a little wild and a little slappy.
Now, though Rose is the shorter fighter,
Good right hand by Rose there, though.
Needs to mix it up on the inside. I'd like to see her tighten up that right hand a little bit because her jab actually is finding a home right underneath. Her raptor-like jab.
Good right hand again.
I know the crowd
Rose.
loves it, but that's more of a slap.
Absolutely, yeah. That's
there's not a lot of stink on it, whereas Livingston's putting that straight.
Good right hand by Rose. I'm telling you.
As I say it, she walks right into it. Now, Livingston came forward, pressed the action, set the tone, but
she's not doing it behind her jab, man.
I agree, and additionally, will the cardio reflect it later in the fight?
She already looks like she's slowing down just a hair. That right hand, that overhand right from Rose is finding a home.
I thought it was pretty slappy initially, but now it's tightening up a hair. She's coming over top, and the trajectory is now ending at her knee, which is just going to say it's chopping down Chuck Liddell style, right? Start of your ear, end of your knee, and it's going to come every single time.
I'd love to see her add a left hand after that.
You know what I'd like to see, Marco? When you get a person that tall,
attack the body.
Exactly. Karen Livingston's got so much torso, right? Long build. You're inside, right? Instead of trying to uncork that right hand over top constantly, dig into the body.
Oh, good right hand again.
Oh, a little sneaky, savvy vet move, tying up that left hand where the referee couldn't see it.
15 seconds left for Rose and Livingston, both slowing down just a little bit. Looks like Livingston found her second win there, trying to close out the round.
I think Marshall Cunningham feels a lot more comfortable in terms of where he stands in relation to the heights of the boxers.
I feel like he can see all the action a little bit better from.
He can see almost all the action a little bit better.
So, man, I thought Karen Livingston took the start, maybe the first 15, 20 seconds of that round, long ones and twos. Karen Rose, that overhand right over and over and over again. Got to give it to Blue in that round, right?
I definitely give Karen Rose the advantage of that round. Now, of the two fighters, I felt like Rose was slightly fresher, which I find interesting that Livingston is standing in her corner. Whenever I see an animated cornerman, I always get a little worried. When you have 1 minute to disseminate information, bring a new boxer.
Don't make it about you.
Yeah, and you can't inundate them either. Whereas if you look at Rose's corner, right, a little water in the head, nice, calm, and composed, no pantomiming, anything like that. Just a conversation between boxer and coach. And
you see a lot of guys that like, hey, I fought in 1996. I need to shoot you in the corner, let everybody know that I was here at one point in time.
And meanwhile, if you look at right, just as we're saying that, there's an issue with the headgear that could have been rectified earlier between rounds. Marshall Cunningham called time. And we're back to work.
Good right hand by Rose. She's, again, like you said, Matt, if she could just go to the body early.
Go to the body. It's funny, Livingston started thinking body there.
Yeah.
It did look like Livingston initially, right off the bat, right, was trying to gauge with her jab, which is what she should be doing. She just needs to maintain that through the round this time.
And again, Rose, brawling on the inside is where she wants to be, but she has a great jab in her own right, and she's got to really, if she commits to that, getting in behind her jab, just like that.
Yeah. And what I like about Rose, too, is when she's not finding the home with the jab, it's enough to occupy the space and distract Livingston.
Livingston has to consider it.
Exactly. So when Livingston gets her rhythm and is allowed to get off, she can throw those long ones and twos. But when Rose throws that little jab underneath, whether it lands or not, right, it's enough to disrupt.
Finally, some good body work by Rose there.
Rose still pressing the action forward. Livingston whipped a right hand to the body. You see Livingston?
Yeah, sneaky right.
And again, as the longer fighter, you wouldn't necessarily always think that to be the case, but she did sneak it under Rose's guard. And Rose at this point appears to be slowing slightly.
Yeah, again, Rose happy to dive straight in, but if she drove a little bit behind her jab, she's got a good jab. She commits to it right there. instead of just kind of jumping in, hoping for that big overhand right when
now
she's
this
inside.
the first time in the fight as well that we're seeing Livingston press the action and Rose fight off her back foot. Let's see if we can. Oh, that's that right hand again, clubbing over top. Less of a reaction from the crowd this time.
Rose seems to have slowed substantially in the second half of the round. You got 15 seconds left.
You know, I still believe Rose did enough to win that round.
She probably did enough to win that round. I think I'd like to think the same.
I think you just said it though, probably.
Yeah, she was busier. She pressed the action, but she was really just relying on that home run. If she committed a little bit to the body with that right hand, if she committed more to her jab to set up that right hand, it might be a clearer round for Livingston. You know, she was busy. She definitely she kept her jab pumping. She kept her jab moving. Didn't really land a lot of consequence, but she might have landed enough to sneak out that round. Again, close round. I think you got to give it to Karen Rose, but I could easily see the argument for Livingston.
In Rose's corner, you have to imagine that the game plan is to press. Now it's a matter of, you have 2 minutes, right? This is time to decide. She really has to make a conscious decision how much of herself she wants to leave out there tonight. She has a real good opportunity to upset an extremely, extremely tall opponent, and one that's successful with the jab. Here we go, last round. Yeah, Rose coming right out, right underneath. But on the flip side, right, Livingston pumping that jab. Each fighter knows what they need to do to win this fight.
Exactly, yep. It's a matter of who can impose their will better. Good right hand by Rose there.
Yep. When Rose is boxing off, you know, her front foot and initiating all the exchanges, she has success. When Livingston's allowed to settle in and pump the jab at range, she has success.
The start of that round looked like Rose was going to commit to the body a little bit, but she's back to head hunting with that right hand. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to pay off for her.
I think that could be a matter of experience too. So that's a conversation you might have in your corner where you go, hey, go to the body, dig in. You got to go to the body, right?
And you've been boxing for 3 months, and you're like, hey, you know what? I got a big right hand. I'm just going to throw what I know.
Yep.
Good right hand by Livingston. Another good right hand by Livingston. Might have got her attention there.
So I thought Rose won the first round clearly. I don't know that she won the second round clearly.
Livingston is coming
and
on.
Livingston
She's coming alive this round for sure.
Definitely taking the third round as of now. Rose, I think, is starting to really feel the effects of the cardio.
Oh, good right hand by Livingston again.
Rose,
nice right.
Over top.
It's that overhand over and over. Livingston's got to either catch that or roll that and throw. I guess, this early in your career, you're probably not rolling that, but catch it or step aside, land your own straight right hand right down the pipe.
Now, in a lot of events, you'll hear the fight announcer broadcast whether the
split decision or unanimous. I was thinking the same thing. When
might
you
be
hear
our
the
first
winner
split
of this
of the night.
fight, you might not know if it's unanimous or split.
Because I do feel like Livingston is clearly controlling the third round at this point. And actually, I think she might have stung Rose there. A combination of both being hurt and tired. Look at, meanwhile, she got cautioned for slapping. When I believe it's Rose that actually is using more of the palm of her hand to throw these punches. That's going to be a tough
fight.
score.
Tough fight to score.
Now, my gut was telling me that Rose won the first and might have eked the second. Livingston, I think, clearly won the third and might have eked the second.
So where I was at, if I was scoring it round by round, I think I have it for Rose. If I look at that, I'm like, hey, who do I think just won that fight?
Exactly.
I'm thinking Livingston.
Yeah.
So I'm torn. I think it's going to be a very, very, very close decision.
There was an old, I know you're familiar with it, but just if the audience wasn't, there was an organization called Pride Fighting Championship, an MMA organization, and the way they scored fights was interesting. They looked at the fight as a whole, a collective. So you could see a fighter win, 10 minutes of the fight and lose the last 3, but if the last 3 minutes were emphatic and really telling, they could actually win the decision. Whereas most other organizations, mixed martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, what have you, are more conventional in the sense that it's round by round. That's what you're going to see here tonight. Now, with that being said, you can see 10-8 rounds. You can see technically 10-7 rounds, although they're rare.
No doubt about it. I think we have a decision coming up right here. Should be real close. Livingston seems to think she took it home.
She did enough.
Rose maybe not as emphatic, but She's happy to be here. Raised a lot of money for cancer research.
That's right.
There we go.
Continue to cheer on. Well-deserved round of applause for both our ring warriors. They fought their hearts out. And the winner comes to us out of the blue corner, Karen, the Raptor Rose.
Again, we were scoring it round by round.
That's
we
it for
had
Karen.
it for Rose. But again,
Livingston as well.
Livingston, I thought.